fracture. We have ductile and brittle fracture. And we like ductile better because it gives us warning. Alright? And then like when we talk about ductile fracture, we know that there will be some kind of like the shape of fracture like cup and cone. Alright? And the surface of the fracture is not smooth. Right? So next, we skip fracture toughness. Alright? But like we did talk about the bending. Alright? Bending. So why do we want to use bending? Because like some material is not suitable for using the tensile mode. So you use bending mode to find the material strength. Alright? And basically what we have is like if we get like the value of force that make it broken. Right? And you know this length and you know this perimeter. You can know the flexural strength from these equations. Right? And then these are some examples of bending tests. And then next, after the bending test, we talk about the impact test. And impact test, our friend over there, the หัวทอง guy, the golden head guy, like he was the one who come, right, to do the pendulum thing. Alright? So, and we talk about like when we do the impact test, right? It can give you the information related to how much energy the material can absorb. Alright? So what happened is there are two kinds of setup. The first one is Sharpie. Another one is dice. Alright. So and then I told you that like when we do the measurement of the impact test, right? We can give you. It can give you information related to what? Related to the ductile to brittle transition. Some of the material like has ductile to brittle transition, like the Gungthep Christian steel, the BCC steel, and then like some FCC steel, they don't have this kind of problem. Okay? So next. We then talk about fatigue, right? And we talk about fatigue as like the failure that can make the material fail, right? The condition that we can make the material fail a lot earlier before it should fail, right? Fatigue occur at static or dynamic condition. Fatigue occur at static or dynamic stress condition. Dynamic. Sometimes we call it cyclic stress, right? That consists of what? Consists of tensile and compression. Alright? And then one tensile, one compression, we call it cycle. One cycle. Alright? Right. So that's why when we test the fatigue, we get the graph of, we call what? S and N curve. So what is S? Strength. And what is N? N is number of cycle. So what is x-axis? S or N? N. And what is y-axis? Is S. So when we have S and N curve, what happens is like the curve normally look like that, right? Because it tells you that when we have higher level of stress, the material will fail at low cycle. If we have like, if we apply only low amount of stress, material tends to be endure longer, alright? So in this part is the unsafe part, and this is a safe zone, right? But the good thing is that some of the material just keep coming like that. But some of the good material, they come like that, and then at certain points, it can be the graph will be all parallel to the x-axis, and that we call the endurance limit or fatigue limit, right? So this is what we just mentioned. Okay. So fatigue. This is the new material, right? Is this the new content that we are talking about right now? So for the fatigue life. Do you want to improve fatigue life or not? Yes or no? Yes. Why? Because you want material to stay longer. So there are quite a few ways to do it. The first one, if we take a look at the picture, all right? So the first one is called short pinning. What does it mean by short pinning? Right? Let us talk about this. You like crack or not? No. So crack will be so dangerous if it moves. It gets larger and larger, right? So crack will tend to move. Crack will tend to propagate and get larger when it is subjected to compressive or tensile mode.
Compressive.
Again, one more time. Crack will grow larger when subjected to tensile or compressive mode. น้องจิ๋ววันนี้สบายดีป่ะลูก
เทนสายปะเทนสาย
ช่วยดูไม่ได้หรอเอาไหมป้าเอารอยังลงเดี๋ยวค่อยเก็บไปได้ alright ป้า do it like this this is the crack alright crack so crack you see this is the crack tip เอามือข้างไม่รู้ว่ายังไงดีวะอย่างนี้ยังไงดีวะอย่างนี้อย่างนี้ you see that right this is crack tip so crack will grow which way this way or that way or that way or that way that way left right up down left crack right crack tip is this way so crack will grow this way right so left right okay so crack will go this way so what should we do in case if we have the tensile mode what should we do we pull it crack will grow or get smaller grow and if I have compressive mode crack will grow or not grow not grow so in this case what we want is crack to get larger or don't get larger don't get larger so we like compressive or tensile compressive so in this case short pinning is to introduce the compressive stress onto the surface of the material I dimple guy can you please stand up right มันเป็นเด็กอะไรเด็กอักษรหรอเอาใช่อักษรกาย alright so boss you do เอาเด็กอักษรคนนั้นจะเด็กอักษรกาย just like put your finger onto his cheek you see that เฮ้ย just do it like this what do you feel how do you feel you feel tensile or compressive you see that so the way to do is like that so you shoot something right there alright and then like on the surface it will have compressive alright and what is something in this something sometimes we use like small particles alright and then like sometimes people use sand small particle of sand so that's why we call sand blasting have you heard of the word sand blasting พ่นทรายน้ำลายกระเด็นคือพ่นน้ำลายso sand blasting so this is the way to introduce compressive stress onto the surface of the material and that is one of the way to inhibit crack growth alright so if you take a look right here this is the other way to introduce the hardness alright so what's happening is if the material has high hardness it would have like low tendency to dent right for example you have soft material and hard material just like hitting together like sword right so the harder sword will be okay but like the softer one will have some kind of crack a little bit you see that So this is the way to introduce the hardness. Let me ask you. Iron and iron carbide. Iron and iron carbide. Which are they the same? No. What is iron? What kind of material? Polymer, ceramic, or metal? Metal. So how about iron carbide? Ceramics. So which one is harder? Ceramic. So iron carbide is harder. So that's why we do it. If we have iron, what we need to do is to make sure that the surface become iron carbide, just only on the surface. See that? So what is the process to make carbide? Make iron and transform it to iron carbide, or tungsten and transform it into tungsten carbide. This process is called carburization. Carburizing. All right. Next, if you take a look right here, just take a look at just these two pictures. Which one is good? Which one is bad? Left or right? Left. Which one is good? Right. You see what the difference between the left and the right is? Just the edge. Sharp edge is bad. And then like smooth edge is okay. This one is pretty much your what? Pretty much your common sense, right? You see that this is the sharp one. Crack will tend to occur easier. All right. So those are the way to make sure that fatigue life is better, is longer. Okay. So the next part is what we call is creep. Creep. One more time. Let us capture fatigue. Fatigue is occurring when we have two modes of stress, tensile and compression. Alright? And fatigue material will fail like brittle or ductile manner. Fatigue will fail in what manner? Brittle or ductile manner? Ductile means there would be a lot of change of the shape and fracture in this, and then it's not smooth, right? In this case, what do you think? Are there a lot of change in like the shape? No. And it looks pretty much smooth. So when we have fatigue, when it breaks more like brittle. You see, when we have metal, normally it is ductile. But whenever it experiences the fatigue, it becomes broken as in the brittle manner. Okay? So now, what's happening is we have like the creep. Okay? Creep is the condition where it makes the material fail earlier. And creep, when creep occur, constant pressure can be applied. And then you just say, Ajahn, if constant pressure is applied, it's just common condition where it breaks anyway. So why do we call it creep? Creep has special condition. Alright? First is constant pressure. It doesn't matter like if it is pulling, if it is tensile, it's like the whole time is tensile. But this will occur when we use the material at high temperature. What kind of high temperature? So what happened is you need to think in terms of melting temperature, right? So it all depends on the material. If the material has low melting temperature, the temperature where creep would occur will be low, right? So the condition we think in terms of 0.4 of melting temperature. Okay, one more time. If I have aluminum, all right, aluminum bar, and I use it at the temperature around 350 degrees Celsius. Not 3 hours, let's say 400 degrees Celsius. Do you think creep will occur? You say, I don't know, because I don't know the melting temperature of aluminum. But if I say that aluminum melting temperature is close to 650, let's say 600, what do you think? At 400 degrees Celsius, will creep occur if I apply force? Yes or no? ใจเย็นๆลูกจิตหลุดหมดคำถามแม่งโคตรจะอย่างคำถามเด็กประถมอ่ะ creep occur at right temperature higher than 0.4 melting temperature. Aluminium, let's say, for example, I have aluminium with melting temperature around 600 degrees Celsius. I apply temperature at 400 degrees Celsius. Will creep occur or not? Why? Because 0.4 of 600 is just around 240 or whatever. And we use the temperature like at 400. So creep may occur. Alright? So in this the number of 600 is called approximation. Right? Alright? See that? So, you see? So when creep occur, you just like, what the heck is creep? Okay? Again, I told you about the condition, right? Condition is high temperature, constant force or constant pressure. But when creep occur, what's happening is the material will be elongated, will get longer. And you say, oh, that's good, Ajahn. Because if the material gets longer, I'm happy about that. Like for example, Ajahn, I know that you are driving Nissan March. If you are driving in like at the Nissan March at high temperature, and you apply the force anyway, right? When the car is subjected to force anyway, so your car will be transformed to Tiana. Nissan Tiana is gonna get larger. Is that possible? My car gonna get larger? No, it may be elongated a little bit, but it's not worth, because after it get elongated, it's gonna fail very easily. You see that? Okay, so one more time. When creep occur, the material will get elongated. You see that? So what's happening is right here. So what we can see is the curve of creep. We think the creep curve in terms of time and the strain, because I told you that when creep occur, there would be some kind of elongation, right? So in this case, the blue one, if creep is, if the temperature is lower than 0.4, will creep occur or not?
No.
Not. So that means strain or elongation will be constant. You see that? Strain will be constant, no elongation. Right? Even like longer time. How about this? When there is temperature higher than 0.4, melting temperature, creep curve will look like that. Okay? So right now we have 3 colors. Now, this 4th color, you don't need to worry, because that means this is no creep occurring right here. So in this case, red, yellow, red, orange, and green. Okay? So let me ask you, which one, if I say that I test these 3 materials at the same temperature, which one is subjected to more force, to higher level of force, or higher level of stress? Red. You see that? Your common sense tell you that. Because at the same temperature, this one is broken before. Right? So, let me change the condition. In case if I apply the same amount, same magnitude of stress into this three material, which one is tested at the higher temperature?
Green.
One more time. If this one are subjected to the same amount of force, right? Which one is experiencing higher temperature?
Green.
Higher temperature means what? Things will get elongated. You know that? So when you want, in this case, my ring, I'm getting fatter, and my ring, I try to take it off, I cannot. One way that I can get the ring off without touching my finger is that I get my ring, like I heat it. So what happening is when I heat the ring, it's gonna be elongated. You see that? And it can be like larger, and I can get it out. My problem is just that. Okay, it's just for the note. I'm afraid that when I just like apply the heat to the ring, it's not just the ring. My finger will be burned too. So it may not be the best one. But remember, when you are trying to open the jar, like that glass jar with like with metallic lid, right? So whenever you cannot open it, your mom told you to put that jar onto like the hot water. Why do you need to put that into the hot water? Because the lid is what? It's metal. So it's going to be expanding. So it can be opened easily. You see that? This is the advantage of knowing about material science. See that? So let me ask you. So high temperature get elongated or not? Yes. So let me ask the same question one more time. If the material is subjected to the same force, which one experience higher temperature? Same temperature. Same temperature. In case it's same temperature, which one will elongate it more? Same temperature, same time. Which one elongated more? Red. You see that? So that means red will experience more temperature, higher temperature. See that? Okay? Can you follow me? Alright. One more time. In English, alright? Okay. So this is a creep curve. Creep curve consists of what? Consists of like x-axis as time and y-axis as the strain, right? So if the material experience the temperature lower than 0.4 melting temperature, you will see that the creep curve is just like that, right? But if it experiences the creep, right? The creep curve look like that, right? In this case, I'm asking you two questions, two conditions. The first condition is if I apply the force, okay, at same temperature of these three materials, all right, which one will be at higher temperature? Oh my God, sorry. If I apply the same level of force, which one is experiencing higher temperature? Red. Why red? Because you can see from all of this color. Red gives the highest elongation. And whenever higher temperature means higher elongation. Another case is if we use the same temperature, which one will experience higher force? Red. Because higher elongation will be the result of higher temperature and higher level of stress. You see that? And then you can see that red, orange, and green. You see that for the red one, it will fail before others. See that? Okay? See? Fail before, and then later, and then latest. See that? Okay? So, ทันไหมลูก ใครทันยกมือ Who can follow me? Raise a hand. Alright, so that's good. Alright, next. So in this case, this is a creep curve. Again, this is the time, and then this is the strength. And like the way it look like is like 3 regions. First region is first stage of creep. Second, there is second stage, and then the third stage. You see that for the second stage, it's more like constant rate of elongation. See that? So, but at the beginning of like creep that occur, rate is getting slower and slower. The bad part about this is after the second stage, the rate of strength will be higher and higher. You see that? Can you follow me? Look at the slope. Constant slope. Slope here. Higher slope. A little bit lower slope. A little bit lower slope. A little bit lower slope. How about here? Some kind of slope. Higher slope. Higher slope. Higher slope. And higher slope. We want high or low slope in this case. Low slope. Why? Because high slope means it will fail easily. You see that? Means the strength is getting larger and larger. So what we need to be careful is that first elongation the material tends to elongate with low rate. And then later on, it starts to be at constant rate. When you see the constant rate, you need to be careful. You need to stop using it, because if it just like exceed this range of constant rate, right? The rate of creep will become larger, 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 and larger, and it will fail very fast. You see that? Okay, so that's pretty much the creep part, and then let us get back to the part that I skipped. Right? Sorry, okay. ไม่ได้ มาสายแล้วยังมาขอเขาอีก Alright? You want this? Ready? So we have these three slides, and we take a little break. Is that okay? เอาไหม Alright. So you ready? พร้อมยัง Look up, please. This is the reason that I saved it from last time is because I just want to make sure that everyone is here, so that like we kind of like go through this together. Alright? One more time. We have what? We have ductile and brittle mode. What is so sad about brittle material is that there are some kind of crack inside the material. See that? So, So what's happening is, in case if you have like a piece of glass, and somebody told you that like the strength of this glass, in case if it is like 500 megapascal, but actually when you test it, it's not 500. It may be 300 megapascal. Why? Because there are quite a lot of time that there are cracks already inside the material. You see that? So if it is perfect, it has high range of strength. But if there is some kind of crack inside, there would be less reduced strength of the material. So in this case, okay, some scientists developed some kind of relationship among what? Among the length of the crack, among the stress, alright, and then some property of the material. Okay? Alright? So, one more time. When we have someone develop some kind of relationship among like the crack length, the size of the crack, alright? Size of the crack and the stress and property of material. Okay? So what happened is different material we would have different value of this property. Okay? This property is sometimes people call fracture toughness. Metal fracture toughness of metal and fracture toughness of ceramics are not the same. Alright? Each material has its own value of fracture toughness. In this case, what is Y? Y is some kind of like the geometry parameter. Alright? What happened is like when we have Y, it is that you don't need to memorize the value of Y. Because you know what? It all depends on the shape of the crack and it all depends on the size of the material. See that? And it's kind of a little bit too deep at your level. Alright? So, but let's think about that. Normally, Y, value of Y is close to 1. Okay? So, you don't need to memorize it. In case if the exam comes out, it should tell, the exam should tell you that what value of Y it is. But in case, normally, you think of Y as something close to 1. Alright? So, right now, you don't need to worry too much about this one. So, let's think about this. If I have one kind of material, I have longer crack, large size of crack, will it be able to bear high or low stress?
Low.
I have one material, right? One property. I have large crack. Will it bear large or small amount of stress?
Small.
Small. Actually, you don't need to take a look at this equation at all. You use your common sense. But this equation can tell you about that, right? Large value of this, that means low value of this. Because this one is constant for one material. You see that? Alright? So, okay. Alright? Okay, so this is just to give you the value of fracture toughness of different material. Okay? Ceramics and metal, which one has higher fracture toughness? Ceramic and metal, which one has higher fracture toughness?
Metal.
Which one? Which one?
Metal.
K is fracture toughness, right? So metal has higher fracture toughness. That means like it can like bear more load when there's crack at the same size, right? Okay. One more time. This one has a lot of things. Okay. It used to be in the exam previously. Quite a lot of them. Quite a lot of time. So one more time. What K can tell you is about is the fracture toughness. And it's a property of certain material. And Y is parameter close to 1. And this is the stress, maximum stress that the material can bear. And this is square root. And this is pi. Pi is 3.14, right? And this A is the size of the crack. Okay? So, that's pretty much it about this chapter. We'll take a break for 7 minutes. And then I don't understand, I don't see the point. But whenever I talk about rust, are you familiar with rust? Sanim. Alright? So rust is some kind of things we call, rust is one kind of failure that we call corrosion. Alright? Corrosion. So, why do we need to care about corrosion? First, when we talk about like corrosion, it's very important. Like, okay, first, in terms of economy. You know what? If like something fell, we need to fix it. We need to repair, we need to just make a new one, and it costs a lot, right? And then like about safety, definitely. If you are riding like some kind of boat and you see a lot of rust, are you feeling safe on that? You wouldn't feel safe about that. And then about like conservation, because if there is rusty thing, that means you need to build a new one. That means you need to use the more of the raw material. You see, that's not conservative. All right, right. So next, in terms of like economic, right? So think about this economic aspect. It's not just loss in terms of we need to buy the new material, right? If we need to buy like the material that costs a lot too, let's think about cost a lot. How much a lot that I mean? Are you familiar with the country called United States of America? Right? So you know US. And what do you think? US has high or low GDP? High GDP. And you know what? Each year, the USA spend around 3.1% of GDP on something related to corrosion prevention or fixing or whatever. And you know how much how much value it is for 3.1% of GDP? Can you please read this out loud for me? 8,280,000,000,000 baht. If I have that kind of money, I wouldn't be here. But this is how much they spend on corrosion. You see that? Right? So just each year, alright? So basically, alright? And also like some other countries still spend around like closer to like 3% as well, right? So what's happening is, when we talk about this, are you familiar with this? This is what we call rust, alright? And then like what's happening is, we don't want this to happen, right? So, but when we have rust occurring onto our car, we can change our car, right? And actually my car has some kind of rust, and I tell you later why, and why that happened, even though I know how it happened, but it's my ignorance to cause that. But anyway, let's talk about this. If the car has some kind of rust, we can change it. But if the bridge has some kind of rust and lack of maintenance, what's gonna happen? Would we change the bridge? We do the maintenance of the bridge. But if we don't do the maintenance of the bridge, this thing may happen. See that? So the bridge just like collapse. And that like crossing the Mississippi River. You know what? If it collapses and like people die, that means cost a lot of money. One life in the United States means a lot. Alright, but even though I'm not quite sure if somebody already died or not, but like even though there is nobody died, need to pay a lot to fix it. That's direct cost, right? How about indirect cost? If you are someone who live right there, you need to cross this bridge every day. Right now there's no bridge. You need to just like go across maybe like 10 miles to find another bridge to cross it. That's some kind of the waste of your fuel, right? Waste of your money to buy the gasoline. You see that? That's kind of, and waste your time to go along that, right? So that's the way, that's called indirect cost. You see that? So that costs like indirect and direct cost. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about the cost of corrosion. And corrosion, I already told you that it's about chemical attack. Alright? So you have seen chemical attack before. It's the rusting, but the cause of chemical attack is something we call redox reaction. Have you heard of redox reaction? Yes. What is reduction? Ox is oxidation. So redox is both reduction and oxidation. So whenever there is rust, that means redox reaction occur. Alright? So in terms of this case, for example, right? You have in this case both reduction and oxidation occur. Let me ask you, what reaction give electron? Which one give electron? Which one accept electron? I give you 1 minute. Go to your cell phone and search for it. Accept and donating. Which of the reaction? Search for it, please. I'm not telling you. Because if I'm telling you, you wouldn't remember. Because you should have memorized it long time ago. Search for it. Reduction means accept of giving. Reduction is accepting electron. And then oxidation is giving out electron. In case, if I have, in this case, oxidation occur in copper. Reduction occur in what? In ion of silver. Okay? Ready? I have one material. I told you that this material, that actually there is one material but two pieces. Okay? The first piece, I told you that reduction occur on that. Another one, I told you that oxidation occur onto the material. We start with the same shape, the same size, and same weight. So let me ask you, which one will get thinner? Which one will get fatter? The one that experience reduction or oxidation will get thinner. Thinner we get oxidation. We have oxidation. Why? Because oxidation is giving out electron. You see that? And when we have reduction, you see, we get electron. Means the material we get fatter. Alright? So the next, right now we get the terms of oxidation and reduction. Next term I'm telling you is anode and cathode. Which one is the location? You know the word anode and cathode, right? Anode and cathode are electrode, right? Source is a location where the oxidation or reduction occur. Let me ask you, anode and cathode, which one is the Location where oxidation occur. Air is ox. Okay, so anode oxidation occur. So at anode when there is redox occurring, anode we get fatter or thinner. Anode fatter or thinner. Okay, one more time, everyone look up. The thing is, okay, what I want you to pay attention is understand this or memorize this, because what I suspect is that you have learned it in your 11th grade and now you forget everything. See that? I'm afraid that when you go to the exam room, you forget it too. That means you're gonna fail it. Okay? So we would keep repeating about that. Okay? Oxidation. Give or get? Give. Thinner or fatter?
Thinner.
Anode or cathode?
Anode.
Okay? So for cathode, what reaction? Reduction, right? Give or get electron? Alright? Everyone, now you know what it is. Who think you will still be able to answer this question when we have the exam? Who think you would forget? Raise a hand. Okay, one more time. Anode, air ox. Alright? And ox will what? Ox is the cow. Right? It will get thinner. Alright? Thin ox. Alright? Thin ox give out. Generous thin ox. Alright? Alright? Kind thin ox, they just give. Alright? So it get thinner. Right? Give electron, get thinner, and it is oxidation. And we call anode. Alright? Okay. Your friend say that like if you are Thai, sorry, they say ox mean ออกก็คืออะไรคะอิเล็กตรอนมันออกไปโอเคป่ะ ox is ออกอิเล็กตรอนออกไปโอเคป่ะ and then like ox is ออกอิเล็กตรอนออกไปแปลว่ามันผอมลง alright so I'm sorry it's in Thai and it's a little bit hard but you understand it. Oxidation, right, is giving out electron, and location where it gives out electron we call it anode. Alright, okay? Alright, next. Okay, in this case, it just gives you certain example of redox reaction, okay, that occur in acid and neutral or base solution. Okay, so let's get this. Again, anode means give out electron, right? And cathode means it get electron, alright? And next, this is what's kind of important, alright? This slide, I stay at this slide for maybe 5 minutes, because I give you certain example of it. หน้าไหนแล้วลูกไม่มีหน้าบอก Kila, look up. Corrosion will occur when there are 4 conditions satisfied. If one of the conditions is not satisfied, corrosion would not occur. Okay? Right? So it would occur at like this 4 conditions satisfied. First, it must have anode, and you know what anode is? Location where it gives out electron. The second condition is there must be cathode. It's the location where it receive or get electron. The other one is there must be electrolytes. And the fourth one is there must be some kind of this anode and cathode must be connected. Alright? Okay. Anyone care to listen to my story? Okay. So I told you that I have my car and there is like some kind of rust in my car. You know why? Let me complain first. Actually, my car, like my condominium is quite close to somewhere. It's not too far from here, and like I must drive here in order to go to the condominium. I just drive, and then I need to turn left onto the bridge. All right, and so the bridge is kind of like the slope. So I'm turning left, and then the bridge there is some kind of the lane. I'm going this way, and another one is going this way. Just like only 2 lanes. So I was just like accelerate my car because like I need to go up slope, turn and go up slope. And then what's happening is there was a motorcycle just come. You see, first this I'm supposed to go this way, right? And then this guy normally supposed to come this way. What happened is the motorcycle just come my way. What should I do? Crash onto him and let him die? The thing is, my car is not, the transmission is not automatic. It's just manual transmission. So whenever I'm just going up to the bridge or whatever, right? And if I stop right away, it just like would just like glide down back and then like glide down, and then that means somebody will just come right after me. I will crash onto that. But if I don't stop, that means I will just crash onto that motorcycle. That sucks. It's not my fault because they come to the wrong lanes. What should they do? No, not crashing. So I just like steer my wheel. So just like trying to make way for that motorcycle. So my car got collided to the bridge. Okay? So that sucks. It's not my fault. But like I need to do something to save his life. That sucks. That happened a lot to us, right, when we drive. But anyway, what happened to my car is that part of the paint of my car got peeled off. Right? So I know that if I don't do anything about that, there must be rust. And the way to do something with it is to make sure that, okay, first I need to do what? I need to make sure that the part where it peel off is totally dry. And then after that, what I need to do is to paint it. You know what? When you buy like first-hand car, I got the Nissan from like that Nissan close to Ghasem Navamin, and they gave me the small container, small jar of the color of my car, just the paint. So what happened is, what I need to do is just to make sure that the dress, like the peel off part, is dry and paint all over it, and there would not be rust. But I didn't do it, even though I know it. I kind of like ignorant about it, and there is rust on my car right now. So let's get back to why there is no rust when I just like make sure that it's dry and I paint over it. Why? If you take a look at here, when rust occur, right, there must be some kind of electrolyte. So when rust occurs, you know what kind of electrolyte? Actually, it's just moisture. So you have heard that whenever like there are some kind of metal immersed into the water, or some kind of like metal in like damp or like humid room, it tends to get rusty easily. You see that? So what's happening is if I totally dry it, okay, totally dry it, what's happening is I eliminate electrolyte. You see that? So if I paint over it, that means I protect that part from the environment. So that means water cannot come into it anyway. So I just kind of like cut the cycle of rust. See? So eliminate electrolyte. So what's happening is like if you don't want rust to occur, some simple thing, just don't make things very humid. Alright? But that may not be the best way, but we'll talk about it later on. You see that? Okay? ฟังครูพูดทันไหมลูก ใครฟังครูพูดทัน Who can follow me? Raise a hand. Alright. So let's talk. When we already talked about rust, let's talk a little bit more about it. In this case, this is the real rust right occur. Okay? So in this case, this is a piece of iron. And I told you that there is rust. You see the rust, and you said, "Ajan, are you lying to me? That is one piece of metal. Why do you say that there is both anode and cathode? See that? One piece of metal, one location can be accepting electron. Why another location can be giving out electron. You see that? So in this case, right, this part can give out electron. So we call it anode. And this certain part, we accept electron. We call it cathode. So what's happening is like when the material is corroding, okay? You see that? You see this blue thing? Blue thing is what? Is water. And then it's subjected to like the environment with oxygen. Alright? So water that has some kind of oxygen solute in that, soluble oxygen to it, that means it becomes electrolyte. Alright? So when iron becomes anodic, that means iron is losing electron. So what's happening is we get ion of iron and then electron. So ion of iron go up here onto the electrolyte, and this Fe2 plus pick up the what? Some kind of oxygen and some kind of water, and it becomes the rust. Why the electron is given to the cathodic side, alright? And then like there's some oxygen and some kind of electron and some kind of hydrogen ion, and it becomes more water. You see that? First there's some kind of water, and then like there's some kind. As this kind of moving on, there's some kind of water supply more too. So it's just gonna keep continuing. You see that? Follow me. One more time. Anodic site give ion of iron, and then like electron. Iron just like react with oxygen and water, become rust. Why the electron is like catching with oxygen, alright? And then like some kind of hydrogen ion, right? And it becomes more water. See that? This is the way rust occur. Okay? ครับ ในน้ำอันไหนนะทำไมรัสไม่ลอยรัสไม่ลอยอยู่บนเซอร์เฟซหรอทำไมมันถึงไปอยู่ตรงนู้นทำไมถึงอยู่ตรงนู้นไม่อยู่ตรงนี้ป่ะอยู่ที่ไหนก็ได้จะอยู่ตรงนี้ก็ได้อยู่ตรงนี้ก็ได้เพราะว่ารัสมันเกิดขึ้นจากไอ้ตัวเนี้ยจริงๆเวลาที่มันไปอ่ะมันไม่ไปไกลนะมันก็ลอยอยู่แถวเนี้ย นึกออกใช่ป่ะso he asked me why like rust is close to the surface. So basically, when like ion of iron is getting out, normally some kind of concentration of here of this will be more concentrated, like when it is close to the surface. So it's kind of like get close to the surface, right? And what else? Let's talk about this. One more. Some more slides. Okay. This slide. Let me count. You know what? I go to one slide, 2 slides, 3 slides, and that's 4 slides. How many slides? One more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all I'm going to talk. I'm going to cover for today. So pay attention, all right? And we'll get out of this class just right after I finish these 5 slides. Okay. So let me ask about this.
โอ้ยเหนื่อยแป๊บนึงนะคะ Thank you.
Have you heard of like some kind of friends who can sacrifice his own happiness or own something to his friend? Some kind of good friend can like give something that he gets to another friend. You have some good friends, right? In that case, you don't have that kind of friend, but that's fine. Nong boss, can you please come out here? Nong Tom, can you please come out here? Nong Tom is one metal. Tom metal and boss metal. If I want to use Tom as some kind of metal to construct my house, okay, or my car, I want to use him to make my car. I want him to corrode or not. I want him to corrode or not. I want rust to occur on him or not. No. Right. So what should I do? ถูกแต่เดี๋ยวก่อน But what's happening is like what I need to try to do is to make sure that he's not getting thinner than this. Agree with me? Right? So if that means that he is not losing electron, he is not corroding. Okay? So what I should do is make sure that he is not the one who loses electron. I want to make sure that he is the one who gain electron. Okay? Get electron so that he get faster instead of getting thinner. So what should I do? I asked a good friend of him, of Tom, which is boss, to hug him. Hug. Alright. So what happened is now Tom is not getting thinner because look here. You see, boss is giving his own fat. Actually, this case is electron to preserve him. So Tom is not getting thinner, but boss may getting thinner a little bit. Alright? So basically, the principle is that if we want to protect certain material, certain metal, one way that we can do is what? is finding a good material that is willing to give out electron and to protect him. Alright? So how can I know if boss is a good one? In case if M is a bad guy. You see that? Okay, boss is loving Tom so much, giving a lot of electron to him. But instead, I don't like boss anymore. I take boss away and I have M just like take electron from him. ดึงโอ้ดึงได้แค่เนี้ย You see that? So what happened is M is getting fatter than this. ดูหัวเราะ and Tom will be getting thinner. So in this case, how would you know what metal gonna react like boss? ใช่ป่ะ What metal gonna be reacting like M? You see that? So basically, we need to have some kind of way to check, right? This one like to give out electron compared to this one. This one like to get electron compared to this one. So in order to protect him, we need to choose the one who like to give electron. You see that? Alright, thank you so much. And there are some certain way to test which one like to give, which one like to get electron. You see that? And we have the standard test and we call it EMF test, right? Electromotive test, electromotive force test. The way to do it is quite simple. It's pretty much, sometimes people call it standard half cell. Why do we call it half cell? Because one of the electrode is like some kind of inert electrode. Alright? So we have like platinum electrode, right? And the material that we want to test, if it like to give or get electron, we connect it to another electrode. You see that? And then we put them all in the electrolytes. Okay? By the way, in this case, we want to know how good it is, how bad it is to accept or give out electron. So everything must be in the standard condition, right? So what does it mean by standard condition? First, temperature must be standard at 25 degrees Celsius. Next one is for the electrolyte. Electrolyte, for example, if I use manganese, right? I want to test manganese. That means electrolyte that I want to use should contain manganese ion with concentration of 1 molar. You see that? Alright? So I have my testing material. So one electrode, right? And I connect it to platinum electrode. And then there would be some kind of ion is moving and electron is moving. So what I need to do is to check the voltage. You see that? Right? So, okay, if electron, alright, is getting out of this metal, that means this metal is called anode or cathode? Anode. That means the voltage of it will be low. And low when compared to here. And when again we have platinum. And platinum we think of it as 0. Alright? So when we have lower than 0, that means it has negative value. Right? Okay? Another case, right? When we have metal that we want to test, okay? And what happened is this one like to get electron compared to this one. right? So what happened is we call it, it's getting fatter. We call it anode or cathode. Cathode. And the voltage where we measure is going to be positive. All right? Okay? So in this case, we kind of put them into the table. We test, for example, we test nickel, right? The way that we tested before, alright? Standard EMF. And we see that, for nickel, like the voltage is 0.05. So we can do the ranking of this. Let me ask you, everyone look up. Down here, like to get or give electron. Get or give electron.
Give.
Down means minus. Minus means it get thinner. Like to give electron. So up here, like to give or get electron. Get. You see, these are some kind of noble metal. You see, some expensive metal like what? Gold, silver. You see that? See? Have you wondered why gold is so expensive? One reason that gold is quite expensive is that it's kind of good. Good in terms of what? Chemical stability. You don't see any rust on gold. You can hardly see rust on gold. Platinum or whatever, same thing. Noble metal, expensive things. Alright? So, in this case, I have Tom right here. In case I have Tom, okay, Tom is the Iron Man. Alright? I have Tom right here. I want to protect Tom. Should I get zinc or cobalt to protect him? I have the Iron Man. I want to protect the Iron Man. Should I select zinc or cobalt to protect it? Why? Because zinc likes to give electron. So zinc will give electron to iron. But if I use iron and cobalt, what happens is iron will protect cobalt and Tom the Iron Man will get even thinner. You see that? Can you follow me? Who can follow me? Raise a hand. Okay, that's good. How about this? I already told you that these are all in the standard series. We measure it in half cell in standard condition. But in the real life, what do you think? You have what? You have like, electrolyte at 25 degrees Celsius. Okay, 25 degrees Celsius may be possible, but electrolyte at 1 molar and whatever, it's kind of hard, right, in the real life to measure this. So people start to think about practical things. Have you heard of someone saying that, like, when you are experiencing like the seawater, right? Your car will get corroded easier. Okay? Your car, for example, you have condominium at Pattaya. I have one at Pattaya, and I have one in Bangkok. Where should I park my car? In Pattaya or in Bangkok? In order to make sure that my car will get corroded like less in rest lane. Bangkok. Why? Because at Pattaya there are a lot of salt, humidity, and come with salt. So like electrolytes will become like more dangerous. See that? So seawater is something that make metal corrode easier. Okay? So what's happening is here. People start to rank it not according to standard condition, but according to real practical application. For example, M and น้องไฮฟงชื่อน้องฟาง M and ฟาง First what I do is like to rank them together I connect these two together you see one electrode is fang another electrode is M I dip it into the seawater and see which one corrode okay so Fang I'm sorry you are the kinder one you like to give electron so now the winner is M so next I connect M with น้องจิ๋ว okay so and see which one is corroding more okay sorry you are the loser so น้องจิ๋ว is winner now so I have น้องจิ๋ว connected to น้องน้ำผึ้ง you see that and see which one is the winner and then I rank it the winner go to the top you see that and the loser go to the bottom you see that so this case we call it galvanic series one more time we have two kinds of series the first table is standard series we call it EMF and that standard is doing the measurement in half cell because another electrode is platinum alright and that EMF is measured at 25 degrees Celsius with the control electrolyte of concentration of 1 molar another case okay and then like for the standard EMF what we get is the number alright and then like for the galvanic series we don't measure it in electrolytes that electrolyte that we mentioned we measure it in seawater and we have compare it what happens is if we take a look at these two series the rank are pretty much close to each other it's not that much different alright okay ba so pay attention 2 more slides and we are ready to go corrosion measurements right heat metal tend to corrode easily in salt right in seawater so in order to isolate the corrosion we spray the salt into it and see and just put into certain condition at certain temperature and just see if it corrodes easily or not alright so this is like the salt spray is to isolate the corrosion alright and the solution is controlled around here okay and then what's happening is when we put it into the chamber and control the condition the test chamber and these are some kind of sample a lot of samples put inside and spray the salt into it and you see that so these are some kind of steel that get corrosion right that get rust look ugly right but there are some kind of steel special steel which your friend that assumption guy the dimple guy told us the stainless steel you see you don't see much of the corrosion you hardly see any corrosion you see that right so let me summarize it for you one I have around 10 minutes to go everyone this chapter what we have been trying to do is explaining about corrosion first we talk about importance of corrosion second we talk about reaction that involve oxidation and reduction and we talk about anode cathode right so let us say it one more time location where oxidation occur we call it anode and it's get thinner or thicker thinner because it's losing or getting electron losing electron alright so and then we talk about the conditions where corrosion would occur there must be some kind of 4 conditions we have electrode right so first one is anode cathode electrolyte and then connection between the the anode and cathode. By the way, when we get rust, I show you the rust, right? It's ion, right? The piece of iron. There is no metal to interconnect it, but it is already connected because it's the same piece. You see that? Alright? So next, what I'm trying to tell you is the way to measure reactivity of the material. See if it like to get or give electron. We do it by two ways. The first one is EMF series, and another one is galvanic series. And the final part, I'm talking about the source phase test. Alright? So that's pretty much it about today. On Wednesday, are we meeting? No. So see you next Monday. By the way, hopefully you go back and read and can do the better quiz next time. Alright? Goodbye.